we heard the Rockets wanted Thibault in any Harden trade. Sixers aren't going to offer Maxey. So does like Thibault and Danny Green and a future Sixers first get it done? Maybe like, so I guess
I think it's even too much. Again, like I don't think Oladipo is going to go for.
Yeah, but it's Daryl Morey. He is as Wheeler. He wheels and deals as much as anyone.
Right, but then you also have to look at it as like, well, who's really bidding against him to the point where they're giving up Thibault and a first round pick?
Well, then that's a perfect way to close out our conversation. What are the Knicks offering? Because if you're telling me that the Knicks could send out, they're not sending out quickly.
But again, I don't see Oladipo costing.
What do you think he's? They're not getting him for Frank Ntilikina.
I'm not saying that. No, but you're not giving up a young asset for Victor Oladipo because everyone knows what the risk is here. Everyone knows that he could very easily walk at the end of the season. Like they're not going to give up this insane haul. So if I'm the Knicks, what I say to Fertitta is we can save you a ton of money and we can give you some decent second round picks because I don't see what else any other team's going to offer that eclipses that. Because again, we've talked about how cheap he is. If you take on $17 million and all you're sending back is salary filler, right? And you're sending in a couple second round picks like the Hornets pick this year and the Timberwolves pick in 2026, which could be a decent enough asset. Like that is something that's more interesting.
I don't think they're going to trade him for that. I think
but who else is offering something that's that significant for a player with injury history?
I think the Sixers offer Thibault. I think the Sixers absolutely offer Thibault without a moment of second thought.
But again, if the Rockets have no interest in trading with the Sixers, then what does that do?
Okay,
I'm trying to incorporate.
I know. Okay, fine. No, I think that's. Listen, I think there's a real chance that there could be subtraction here because I absolutely think the Knicks are looking at this situation as like, well, we got all this cap space in 6 months from now, 5 months from now, whatever the hell it is. What the hell else we're not, what are they going to give a $80 million offer to Josh Richardson to try to take him away from the mat? It's like there's nothing else, There's nothing, and don't give me Kawhi. Kawhi's not happening.
And they went after Hayward this past offseason. It's like we know that getting guys who have injury histories, who are still all-star or at least playing at a good level, like they're going to look at those guys. And Hayward went to Charlotte.
He looks pretty good too.
He does, of course. But it's the idea of he could have stayed in Boston. He could have gone to New York. He could have gone back home to Indiana. He didn't want any of that. He went back to Charlotte, the place where he signed an offer sheet to start with in the first place, got matched by Utah. So again, like I'm at the point where, at least from a free agency standpoint, nothing surprises me anymore because clearly these guys are going to do what they feel is best for them, not necessarily to win. Because if he wanted to win, Hayward would have found a way to go to Indiana. He would have stayed in Boston, but he didn't. So maybe Oladipo doesn't want that. Maybe that's not a priority to him because, like, as you said, it seemed like Indiana was the perfect situation and it just did not work out for him.
The last thing I'll say right here on this, because I do think it is relevant, is the Rockets. I want to just double check and make sure that I'm not speaking out of turn here. I do not believe the Rockets have any incentive to tank this year because their first round pick, right? They
don't.
It's only if it's in the top 4. Are they guaranteed to be able to keep it? Correct.
Correct. Unless they decide to become the worst team, then they have like a 52% chance of keeping their pick.
Yeah. So tanking is not really on the table for them. Let's put it this way. Like, I don't think they will be motivated by that in terms of trading away Victor Oladipo or not trading him away. At the same time, I also don't think they're going to be motivated by trying to win because I think it's going to become pretty clear pretty soon that this is not a playoff team. Although, who knows? Maybe Fertitta wants that sweet play-in game money. If he could get if you're the 8th seed, you get potentially two home games. Yeah. Listen, you never know with the guy. But then again, if that was motivating to him, saving a lot of money would be even more motivated to him, right? Okay, here's if let me throw if they say Kevin Knox, it's Kevin Knox and the 2023 Dallas pick. I don't even think they need to throw any salary filler in because Kevin Knox is making over $4 million. Are you doing that trade?
No, I don't think I am. I'd say for the Dallas pick, just alone and some other salary filler, sure. But again, it's like this idea of I don't see them trading Kentucky players. I don't see them trading one of Aaron Turner's clients for another. I think that they're going to try to consolidate.
I didn't even think of that. That's
It's again, I don't see Oladipo being worth a whole lot to the point, but it really depends, right? It depends on if the Rockets do want to kind of stay afloat and get some sort of player who is like fake good enough to keep them up, because that's not what the Knicks can necessarily offer.
I don't think they care about that one bit.
And if it's purely financial, then again, saving $17 million and the idea of having a couple second round picks for Victor Oladipo that you can say are part of the asset. But again,
what are we betting? What are we betting? Okay. There's a very good chance that this bet that we're about to make does not convey because Victor Oladipo does not get traded. I am saying if they trade him, that trade will include a first round pick. God willing, it will not be one of the Knicks' own first round picks, and it will be hopefully the 2023 Dallas pick and not this year's Dallas pick. But I will bet you that trade contains. Maybe it's Frank Ntilikina and the 2023 Dallas pick, but it will be one of a first round pick. And you're going to bet me that it's seconds and like filler.
If it's with the Knicks, if it's another team, I think it's anything goes. If it's with, yes, I would say that.
All right. So what do I don't know, a 6-pack of the winners choosing? That's
fine.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm trying to decide now last thing, if they do get Oladipo for Ntilikina and the 23 Dallas pick, would you really be disappointed?
It would hinge on re-signing Oladipo for sure. Because if you're not re-signing Oladipo and you're trading away Frank Ntilikina and a first round pick for like 45 games of Oladipo, then that's a pretty shitty return on investment, wouldn't you say?
Oh my God. It would almost be like trading away the best young player that your team has had since Patrick Ewing for two possibly decent first round picks and a sack of Magic Beans.
It's not
that served as a victory cigar tonight in Boston.
But that's not what it's like at all. It's different because it's the idea of clearing space. Look, it'd be one thing if the Knicks traded for, like one of those two players that they then tried to sign. The reason they're trading isn't to get rid of to clear it. It's to get rid of to then re-sign that player. But there's the risk. And I acknowledge that here, and I'll acknowledge it in the article as well. There is a full risk, and I can totally get why people would be turned off to the idea of trading anything for Oladipo. I get that. I just want to say for the record, if they got Oladipo for the 23 Dallas pick, unlike Frank or Dennis Smith Jr. or Nerlens Noel, like one of these not Kevin Knox, right.
That would be a home run regardless of what happened this summer, because that is a risk you take in the NBA, in my estimation.
I can't agree with that. I can't. Because what does that really get you? If he walks to Miami, then you just traded assets and we tried.
You traded it's a top 10 protected pick in 2023.
But look, I'm not saying like, oh my God, these are incredible assets and you can't part with those for this risk. It's the idea of, again, like you want to have some sort of safety net here. It's the idea of if you can get something with that asset that, like, let's not even talk about the filler, right? Just that first round pick, the Dallas pick, even if it's like 25, 28, whatever it is, you still want to turn that into something that can be used in the future, even if it's that pick itself.
It's opportunity cost.
Right, exactly. And I don't think the opportunity of doing business for Victor Oladipo to play 45 games with my team before he walks over to Pat Riley and the Heat is a home run.
I'm not saying it's a home run. I'm saying I would deem it an acceptable risk. Obviously, if he walks, then that is a 100% a black mark on Leon Rose and his regime for A, not reading the room right, and B, not being able to convince a guy that you had in your building to stay in your building after the whole World Wide West of it all, right?
I agree.
Who's the whisperer, right? Okay, so we're in agreement on that. Okay. All right. Let's see what happens.